Hello there, gamers, and welcome to the late spooky and I missed a lot last month edition of Random New Games, the monthly gaming show where I authoritatively declare which games are worth your time with facts and logic, or really just what I think would be the most fun to play out of them, and without shilling for AAA slop like other YouTubers are right now. Just saying. It is Broketober after all, which means on top of all the games I missed, there's so much to choose from you might just bankrupt yourself trying to play a fraction of them. Couple of things I want to mention beforehand. First, if I miss a platform or descriptor with these little icons for each game, let me know. I'll post a pinned comment to keep everyone updated. Second, I wanted to bring in audience participation to this list here. If people have some game that they are most looking forward to or most interested in, I can make an audience choice slot in the honorable mentions. Or if you're a content creator, maybe I'll even let you make your own little cameo for that part. If anyone is interested in that, contact me on Discord or the Twitter. Preferably Discord, but either works. My only stipulation is, please don't choose a AAA game because I do not want to support them in my videos. With all that out of the way, let's get into those games, all of which you can buy right now. Starting with the honorable mentions. First we have My Child of Ages. Like I said earlier, I missed a lot from last month. Despite having a list so long, it was almost too much for the YouTube description character limit. But I want to include it anyway because if I hadn't missed this one, it probably would have been number 2 in the top 10. It's a 3D action game with time traveling, hack and slashing, 3D platforming, puzzle solving, and apparently is a bit of a Metroidvania with Zelda-like dungeons. Yeah, I could definitely get into this, though combat seems a bit basic, but still, it's looking solid. And just look at how cute she is. That's the most important part. There's a new Pokemon game, or you could get the new Digimon Story Time Stranger instead. Probably won't disappoint you as much, just saying. It's what you'd expect, turn-based monster JRPG with a lot of party options and a very anime story. It's too bad you can't ride the Anjouamon though. If JRPGs are your thing, Shrine's Legacy will probably be the game you want to look up. This is another one of those indie pixel art games inspired by the classics like Secret of Mana, and it even is designed with co-op in mind. Who doesn't love automation? Well, feast your eyes on this cute little cozy game where you build factories and all sorts of stuff until you can complete a rocket. In other words, Factorio for kids. Though if you ask me, kids would love Factorio. So if you believe in them, get them that instead, and get Little Rocket Lab for their mom. More roguelikes, more Vampire Survivors clones, more cute anime girls. That's all you need, really. Dream Abyss Survivors is another one. What more is there to say? I think I've included one of these in each of these videos so far. They all look so fun. It's another roguelike. Absalom is a roguelike beat-em-up, full with co-op and everything. If you like games like Streets of Rage or Castle Crashers, maybe grab some friends and have some more fun with this one. So, King of Meat. It's a co-op 3D platformer-ish game where you tackle dungeons that are made by other players. This sounds kind of insane actually, and like tons of fun. I love this idea. But it's published by Amazon of all things, and has invasive DRM, and is also associated with Mr. Beast. So, rip. So much potential down the drain. Build your castle by day, defend it by night, and be castled. Oh yeah, this is my kind of game. Unfortunately, according to the reviews, this game was looking good in early access, and now has a bunch of technical issues for some reason. Keep an eye on it because it can only go up from here. Right? Ninja Gaiden 4 somehow looks awesome, despite not being directed by its original creator who unfortunately passed away recently. It has that Bayonetta / Devil May Cry flair to it that makes it look insanely fun, though I still haven't played Devil May Cry, or any Ninja Gaiden. Also, this Ninja Gaiden game would probably kick my ass. God, I'm such a tourist. For our 18+ spotlight, we have 2 games, and the reason we have 2 games is that they are in kind of a similar situation. The first is Merry Bunny Garden, which is a game where you guide these lovely bunny girls home from work, while they are absolutely hammered, and get into all sorts of funny situations. The second is Brave X Junction, a blackjack-themed JRPG card battler, which isn't really an adult game at all, just has some characters and fairly skimpy outfits. Nothing we haven't seen before elsewhere. Neither of these games are actual explicit porn games. If either of them got rated, they would be rated M at most. Well, in the case of Bunny Garden, maybe if it was before 2018. Brave X Junction, on the other hand, would probably get a T rating, but Steam decided that they get marked with this label anyway, which unfairly reduces their discoverability compared to other games that have far more explicit or objectionable content. So, go check them out if you're interested. Onwards to the top 10. I feel obligated to include the next game, Jurassic World Evolution 3, a dinosaur park management sim. I've watched as every single one of these games released since the first one. Every time they always look amazing, and everyone says they're great. I know I would love it if I tried it, so why haven't I played any of them? Well, since before 2019, when the first one came out, I have been a staunch de novo hater, so I've always passed. I got Planet Coaster, which was made by the same company, Frontier Developments, and it ran like crap partially because of de novo. And yet, despite all the time that passes, despite the fact that their games have already been cracked and pirated, they still refuse to remove de novo from their older titles. Come on, man. If it wasn't for that, I'd be willing to support this company more because they make impressive stuff. But hey, if you don't care about that, the game looks good at the end of the day. Only issue I see people talking about is that the series hasn't really improved or evolved much. So you could just pick up the first game when it goes on sale instead if you're interested. Hey, we got a top-down game that isn't a roguelike for a change. Well, we got a couple more coming too, but here we have Maid of Salvation. Yes, waifu maids will save us all. Absolutely. So this is an action RPG with Souls-like elements apparently, but it's also a Metroidvania. Interesting. Looks like you do get certain movement abilities and stuff, so yeah, I would probably love this. Alleged difficulty spikes and all. Ducks with Guns. That's all you need to know. Escape from Duckov, a top-down third-person looter shooter where you build your base, scavenge for stuff, and shoot the crap out of enemy ducks. Sadly, this game does not have co-op as of writing this because it looks like the perfect game for that. And to be honest, I don't care if this is very obviously aping the Escape from Tarkov name because this game looks fun as hell, while Tarkov is for people who love misery. Can't really argue with that overwhelmingly positive rating either. If I had to pick a horror game to spotlight for last month, it has to be Bye Sweet Carol. Although, calling this a horror game is kind of a stretch for obvious reasons. It's a dark fantasy themed game with some horror elements, with an art style that really homages classic Disney animation. It's also a bit of a puzzle platformer sort of thing, but the real draw is the art style and spooky atmosphere it exudes. I just love the way the game looks. The story, which is the other main draw, seems to be drawing some flack though. Unfortunate. Maybe pick it up on sale sometime down the line. Fire Emblem with Toho. If that's something that interests you, that's probably all the description you need, right? For everyone else, it's a strategy JRPG style game with cute magical girls. Can't say much more since the trailer doesn't showcase the gameplay very well, but as of now it has a 99% positive rating, holy shit. I think this game might be pretty good or something. This came out in Japan on the Switch in 2022, so if you're a really dedicated weeb, maybe you've already played it. But for everyone else, now you can too. Like I always say, just remember, if some terrible AAA company is not giving you what you want or trying to rip you off, just take your money elsewhere. For example, if that Plants vs. Zombies glorified port left you disappointed, try this tower defense game instead, Relic Guardian. A very orange game that very much felt like it has the spirit of Halloween without any real spooks. Play as a witch-like hero that can summon all sorts of defenses and other heroes. And with a 95% positive rating, you can't really go wrong. Farthest Frontier was a game I got my hands on a little bit a few years ago, and I enjoyed it to a degree. The game was far from finished, but now we have what looks like one of the best medieval city builders out there. It has a very positive rating, and if you know the audience for this type of game, they can be real sticklers, so it seems to be hitting all the right notes. With nearly 200 different buildings to use and tons of different items to collect and manage, it's gone above and beyond many others in the genre, which is awesome. And now that it's out of early access and is still getting plenty of positive reviews, now's a better time than ever to pick it up. Roguelikes really are a dime a dozen these days, so it takes something a little crazy to catch my eye, and Ball X Pit is just the thing. Devolver knew what they were doing when they made their entire showcase revolve around this one singular game. As I write this, it's sitting at a 95% overwhelmingly positive rating on Steam, which is quite impressive. I guess gamers just really wanted balls all this time. Think Atari's Breakout fused with Vampire Survivors, with some base customization. A unique combination that was an undeniably brilliant ball-busting idea.
Completely new ball with its own unique powers and effects and tactical applications. And this new ball can also be fused to another ball or possibly evolved again into a newer new ball with its own newer new powers and effects and applications and the ability to be fused or maybe even evolved again. It just keeps going. But there's more to Ball Pit than battle. Rebuild Volbalon with over 70 buildings. That's so many buildings, and they all do something, either yielding resources.
Onirism. I have been patiently waiting for this to come out of early access for quite some time, and now it's finally here. Yeah, and somehow it's not number one, but we'll get to that. Onirism has a similar premise to something I played in 2024. You play as a girl named Carol, wait, another one? Who ventures into the world of dreams to save her plushy Bun Bun from the clutches of evil nightmares or something. What a gripping, compelling tale. I must know how it ends, truly. The game is a pretty silly third-person shooter where she uses all sorts of toy gun-looking weapons and an umbrella, and from what I've seen, it can be a bit on the jank side, which is why it's not number one. But hey, all the costumes, chaos, and cute and silly stuff makes it worth it.
I've met so many new friends and every place is so fun to explore. At least the bad guys are pushovers, Uh-oh. I kinda got the feeling things are going to get complicated.
RimWorld bros and sisters, I may have something for you. Necesse? I don't know how to say this. Came out of early access in October, and it looks like something that is endlessly playable just like RimWorld, but also Minecraft. RimWorld with Minecraft elements, or maybe Terraria, but is also an action RPG of sorts? Does that sound addicting to you? Because it does to me. It has action, it has building, it has crafting, it has bullet hell bosses and shit. It can also run on a potato and has co-op. Yeah, I think I will be playing this one a metric butt ton, and I got it for only $7. We're doing this, boys. I'm not beating the TISM allegations anytime soon. As for this video's album pick, sadly we lost a few noteworthy musicians over the last month, so I had to pick one of them again, and I decided to go with Sam Rivers, who died at a young 48. If you don't know who he was, well, he was the bass player and one of the founding members of the one and only legendary band, Limp Bizkit. Yeah, when I was younger, they were my jam, and even to this day, I can still enjoy the hell out of them because their music is so damn fun. Significant Other is my album of choice for this video. Play it, enjoy it, rock it, love it, fuck it in Sam Rivers' memory. I'm sure he would approve. And let's close out with the worst take of the month. I have two choices here to talk about this time, and I'm having a hard time picking between the two, so let's talk about them both. First, early on in October, Xbox announced they were raising the price of Game Pass to $30 a month, after raising the prices of their consoles twice.
I need that money. I really, really do. I need that money.
Naturally, a lot of people were unhappy about that, but for some reason, this guy wasn't. He went on a massive cope and seethe session on the X-Twatter, being butthurt that people don't want to pay more money for the same service they already had. What a shocker. Then he goes on to make a whole ass 19-minute video about it just to bury himself in his corporate bootlicking even more. He's gotta be an industry plant, there's just no other way. I mean, just look at his channel. Fuck off. Take your Series X and shove it up your ass, and fuck you, Microsoft. You're the worst company in the gaming industry. You only make Windows worse instead of making it better. You are traitors to the American people, and everyone should do everything they can to give them as little money and data as humanly possible.
Fuck Microsoft! Okay. Fuck!
Had to get that out. Not doing random news of gaming anymore was giving me withdrawals. Moving on, we have another terrible take from someone I did not expect to hear it from, and given his position in the industry, it's not a good thing to hear. None other than Shigeru Miyamoto himself. Oh boy. In an interview where he was talking about Nintendo's push to the big screen, he said, quote, "Games eventually stop running when newer versions come out, but films remain forever," unquote. If you've been watching this channel or just paying attention to gaming news and trends for even a little bit, you know as well as I do that the first part of this quote is not only completely false thanks to emulation and such, and if it was true, that would be your fault. You are the ones who consistently refuse to re-release older titles at reasonable prices. You are the ones who kill your online games like Mario 35. You made this problem and are trying to dance around the solution so you can rip people off. Never mind the fact that just about every game from the 6th or 7th gen and prior are fully playable on emulators thanks to dedicated fans, while you, the multi-billion-dollar second biggest company in Japan, sits on your hands doing nothing, and being a disappointment all around with your new stuff lately. I'm a gamer. I don't want movies of your IPs. I don't want TV shows of your IPs. I don't care if you think they are more important now because of your arbitrary reasoning that film is forever lasting or whatever. It's bullshit. Just make good games. Don't become Hollywood wannabes like Sony, for fuck's sake.
One game. I don't know why.
Had to get one of those in there too. And that's it. 2 worst takes in one. I missed 1 month during my RNG transition anyway, so there you go. Thank me later. That'll do it for this video. As always, if you find a game you like as a result of these videos, please let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. Makes these videos feel valuable, you know? And you can also follow my Steam curator, where I keep track of every game featured in these videos, as well as any game covered on the channel. Link in the description. And if there's nothing in the video that interests you, check the description for a list of games sorted by genre. Which is a list so long this month I can't fit my usual links in the description. Don't forget to leave a like on the video if you liked the video, or a dislike if Limp Bizkit offended your pansy ass back in the day. Subscribe if you want to see more, share it around to anyone who may be interested, and check out my older content if you haven't yet, such as past RNGs, if you want to discover even more games, or my top 10s full of blazing hot takes that you will hate me for. You can also join my humble Discord server, where I get subjected to fanfiction written about me against my will occasionally, or follow me on the X-Twatter where literally nothing ever happens. And you can also catch my video content on Rumble or Odyssey if you want. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you next time.